Hello everyone, this is Nillufary. As a result of the new discriminatory and torturous treatments at the Alexandra General Hospital and Ippokrateio General Hospital, like for entire week, I finally found no choice but to submit a complaint to the Greek Ombudsman, which is the office behind me on the background. I just submitted my complaint here to the Greek Ombudsman. I'm going to read my complaint quickly and I will be on my way. Subject: a complaint against Alexandra and Ippokrateio General Hospital for depriving me of using their sanitary services. Dear the Greek Ombudsman, I am a beneficiary of international protection and a stateless person in exile for over 15 years who have been held hostage, exploited and deprived of everything in Greece for nearly 6 years. I am currently on a long-standing protest at the doorsteps of the Office of the United Nations Refugee Agency UNHCR for more than 36 months, where I was initially on hunger strike for up to 64 days as well. I am also undocumented for more than 24 months. While in exile for nearly a decade in northern Iraq, my life was destabilized again by the government of Mafia in the region, KRG, in coordination with the Iran's evil regime, and I was consequently forced into exile for the second time in less than a decade in the year 2014. Several months from the second destabilization of my life, and in the hope of finding protection and a durable and sustainable solution for my life, I had eventually found myself on the Europe's shores. 1 year after my arrival to the continent, and as a direct consequence of a shameful misdirection, false and incomplete information given to me by the Office of the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, NGOs and asylum authorities in Greece, I had suffered an illegal deportation from Sweden back to Greece in September 2015. They told me that I had to register in Greece. Then, if admitted, I will be able to get documents and leave and go wherever I wanted to settle in Europe. They are very good people, they told me. They understand how bad the situation is in Greece and they will never send you back here. But in spite of what I have been told in Greece, the Swedish Migration Agency had sent me back to Greece even when Greece was not abiding by the Dublin regulations. They sent me back at a time even when all the borders were temporarily open and people could freely leave Greece and reach the prosperous countries of Europe without having to rely on people smugglers or without having to take dangerous routes to reach Europe. They sent me back on the grounds of Dublin regulations. As UNHCR continued to disregard my repeated requests for assistance for my resettlement in another country for nearly 1.5 years from my illegal deportation, I had eventually forced into announcing a hunger strike and protest at the doorsteps of the organization on March 21, 2017. A long-standing protest which is still undergoing up to this date. In Greece, however, rather than recognizing my rights, they even blocked my access to the UNHCR office with a clear hope of forcing me into taking illegal routes and leaving the continent by other means rather than legal channels, or alternatively to enforce forced return to what they call the country of origin. The UNHCR office is refusing to take any responsibilities. They are also denying to help resolve this horrifying deadlock by considering to act on one of the many practical propositions I have formally addressed to their office on countless occasions. Meanwhile, the so-called humanitarian NGOs in Greece are also refusing to offer legal or any kind of services to my case. Additionally, I have also reached a deadlock seeking legal aid from the state. During my last endeavor on this regard, I have also suffered numerous physical assaults at the hands of the Hellenic Police. In pursuit of finding asylum in Canada, I also went to the Canadian Embassy several times in order to be granted entry to their embassy or alternatively into Canada's territory. but they also seem to refuse to help. Canadian authorities only referring me back to the UNHCR office to get a resettlement referral from this organization first. I have been given a similar response by the US Embassy and at the meantime still awaiting a response from the Australian government. UNHCR, on the other hand, seems to have completely lost perspective and compassion. They are refusing to respond to my distress calls for an urgent meeting and have kept me in the dark and distress for this long, and still I do not know whether I have a case with this organization or not, and whether they are finally going to respond to this elusive issue or not. It seems that they only tend to extend the situation in a clear hope that I would eventually die and never going to make it, perhaps dead by starvation. A cheap and easy solution without having to cost them anything, and all at the expense of the refugee himself. A systematic deprivation and targeted assassination. This could also be a politically motivated matter that may behind the shadows involve other countries other than Greece as well. All my attempts of trying to reach the UNHCR office simply result in hours and days of illegal detention, trials after trials in the courts of Athens, or even imprisonment. They have been practicing this illegal and torturous treatment since my illegal deportation from Sweden back to Greece in September 2015. I am not living my own life and barely surviving, even though I hadn't done anything wrong. Yet they deceived me and have been forcing me into silence, and everyone pretends it is the way it should be. Why? I have also been subject to continued physical assaults at the hands of the guards of the UNHCR's building, the employees of the UNHCR organization, the people inside the UNHCR's building, and even the Hellenic Police. However, the continued physical assaults on me and other deterrent and terrorizing measures were not the only policy of the UNHCR towards this case, because I had as well suffered indefinite numbers of illegal detention in different police facilities, trials after trials in the courts of Athens, Zikasterio, EVLP zone, and illegal detention in refugee camps and even in prisons. In fact, so far I have had up to 22 trials in the courts of Athens, simply on the counts of attempting to reach the office of the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, and seeking a durable and sustainable solution for my life. I have as well been practically imprisoned in 5 different prison facilities in 5 different occasions on the same accounts. The conditions at the doorsteps of the UNHCR is also extremely dire. I am struggling for my basic needs on a daily basis. Despite asking the organization and the Athens municipality on numerous occasions, but they have denied to provide me with essential needs, such as sanitary services, toilet and bathroom, or even water and electricity. I have also been excluded from obtaining the cash assistance, which is about 200 to 250 euros monthly allowance provided to most of the refugees who have been deliberately being stuck in this country. Since the announcement of my hunger strike and protest on March 21, 2017, I have been visiting the Alexandra General Hospital, which seems to be the closest public place to my protest site, almost every day in order to use their sanitary services, only toilet, in times of need. But they also regularly create problems for me. Latest series of which occurred on Sunday, March 1, 2020, where they didn't let me enter the facility and also called the police to take me away. Although I tried to explain the situation to the police, but they didn't seem to care much about what was actually going on, and they simply took me to the police station where they held me captive for 3 hours before they finally let me go. Since I didn't know of another place to go to, hence after my release from the Sindakna police station, I went back to the Alexandra General Hospital again and stayed at the gates of the hospital for about 1.5 hours in the hope of gaining entry to the facility in order to use their sanitary services, but they continue to deny me entry, and they have also called the police again. I was the only person who has been denied entry to the hospital. Since I didn't want to suffer another 3 hours of illegal detention, hence I had to leave before the police arrives to the scenes for the second time that day. At the Alexandra General Hospital, they repeated the same procedure the next day, on Monday, March 2nd, 2020 as well, but I was basically forced to leave again before the police arrives to the scene. I also provided them with a DVD that contained 2 videos of the incidents. Here I am also referring these videos in my letter. Here. So, see the videos of the incident. DVD disc videos at the Alexandra General Hospital, Sunday, March 1st, 2020. This video is 19 minutes and 52 seconds long. The next day, on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020, at the Alexandra General Hospital, they once again repeated the same procedure and called the police again. As the police arrived, same as the day before, they didn't care about my situation and had simply taken me to the police station, where they held me captive for over half an hour before they let me go again. However, this time upon my release from the Sindahma police station, I have been told by the police to avoid going back to the Alexandra Hospital, and hence I did not know where else I was supposed to go in order to access the sanitary services and toilet. In the evening, I tried to use the facility at the Ippokrateio General Hospital, which is also fairly close to my protest site at the doorsteps of the UNHCR's office. But even there, I had been denied to use the facilities. One of the female personnel of the hospital, who seemed to be the only person present at the time, had also placed an emergency call to the police, but rather than waiting for the police to arrive, I decided to leave. In another instance, the next day, on Wednesday afternoon, March 4, 2020, although with a lot of difficulties, I was finally able to use the sanitary services at the Ippokrateio General Hospital, but I have also been rushed to leave the facility, as I believe the same woman from the night before wouldn't leave me in peace, and was constantly threatening to call the police, and even had tried to prevent me from leaving the building for the police to arrive at the hospital and take me away. See the videos of the incident. DVD disc videos at the Alexandra and Ippokrateio General Hospital, Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020. This video is 21 minutes and 22 seconds long. I am truly terrorized by the UNHCR, by the people inside the UNHCR's building, and also by the Hellenic Police as well. I am extremely tired, exhausted, and almost dying. I fear for my life, my safety, and well-being. Now, even the fear of ending up in police custody simply for seeking to use the sanitary services in the nearby hospital is becoming an extremely stressful and troubling matter that may also turn into a daily issue as well. It appears that since the surge of a new wave of asylum seekers and migrants from Turkey, the Greek state has taken very extreme and unjustified measures that also directly affect those who have already been held hostage in the country for years. Clearly, all those unlawful actions constitute as consistent torture and other violations of human dignity and physical integrity of human beings. There also seem to be clear indication of racial motivation inciting these new waves of discrimination against my fundamental rights as a person. Hence, I am hereby submitting this complaint to the Greek Ombudsman and seeking your kind intervention in resolving this brutal, torturous, and discriminatory matter. Thank you for your time and attention. I remain at your disposal should you require any further information. Put an end to this torment now. Yours respectfully, Anwar Nillufary. Registered case number at the Greek Asylum Office 12826 from the year 2014. Address: my shelter located in front of the UNHCR's office since March 21st, 2017, Mikhalakopoulos 91. I also provided them with some links to my Facebook page, Twitter, and the YouTube channel. And today is Thursday, March 5th, 2020. So that's it for this video, and I look forward to your kind solidarity and support in whatever ways possible. Please share these videos with everyone you can. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.